Okay, you're at Auto Sports location in Fox Chapel, Pennsylvania, and we're going to give you a walk around on an absolutely rare vehicle, a 1969 Plymouth Barracuda. Cuda, but Barracuda in this case, because they made them earlier on up till 1970, they became a Cuda. At any rate, this guy is a very rare car, and you're going to see why at the very end of this. We've got a lot of documentation for it. It's a 383. Now, most of these were 340s in the Formula S cars. This guy happens to be a 383 with a lot of unobtainable material on that engine that you just can't find today. So we're going to start and go around it. Obviously, it's silver, black stripes. It's got the correct type fake hood scoops on it. The car is just a complete restoration done to the nth degree. We have photography of the vehicle before it was touched. And the only thing that I can tell you is the paint was just not good. The paint had become oxidized and just not in great shape. Car didn't even have as much as a paint blister on it anywhere. And from what we can tell, this is a one-owner car with actual miles. It is a 383 car. Okay, going across the front, everything lines up as it should, and you'll see high-resolution photography of everything that I'm showing you in this video. Anthony's going to put up probably 75 to 100 high-resolution photos of everything on this vehicle, including the undercarriage. The gaps on this thing are just to die for. They're absolutely flawless. Turn signal indicators, of course, on the hood, which was an option. The Formula S package was an option. The chrome, the alignment of the front bumper, the chrome is flawless on the car everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, it is as it was in 1969 when the car was released. There are no windows missing in the plastic pieces in the grille. All your lenses, including the parking lights, are just crystal clear. And again, the front bumper, the front pan, everything on this car is absolutely as it was in 1969 when it was released by Chrysler. And again, flat black on the hood, striping on the car, racing stripes, and the car is just a phenomenal car. Going down the driver's side of the car, fender lip moldings are just flawless, no door dents whatsoever in them, and every piece of tin on this car is nice and sharp and crisp, just the way it should be. And again, we have photography of the car in its restoration process, and you can see in the video where it's bare tin. This car is down to bare tin, and there's not even as much as a paint blister on it anywhere. No patches, no repairs, no nothing, or no replaced panels, fenders, hood, nothing. This is all original metal. No marks on the windshield at all, absolutely none. Trim around the window, and the rubber is nice and fresh and crisp. Just inspected for Pennsylvania. Not that it's going to matter where it goes, but it's inspected. Correct wiper arms and blades. Look at this. The original blades that came on this car are correct. The one mirror, that's the only way that you could get it in 1969. This one is not adjustable from inside. It's just a dead mirror on the outside. Door gap is absolutely flawless on the car. Very rare option. This is the only one I've ever seen with a vinyl top on it. And you have to take note that this top, it goes down and ties into the rear glass on this vehicle. It doesn't come down here, and it would have destroyed the characteristic of the car. It's just a phenomenal car the way it is. Door gap on this side is just as crisp and nice as it is on the front. You can see everything. The chrome on this car is as it was in 1969. Look. Also, these windows do roll down in the back. So it is an actual hardtop car. Going down the quarter panel, the same as it was in the front. No marks whatsoever on your wheel lip moldings. Again, you can feel the double lip of the metal inside the quarter panels, quick release gas caps that Chrysler had back then. Red line tires, the way it would have come in 1969 when it was released. You see the striping down below. Forgot to mention up front here, you see the Cuda 383 designation, because that's what it is. This guy is a 383. It is a 4-speed. This is a very high option car too. I don't think there's anything that you could buy from Chrysler that's missing on the car. It has a wood grain wheel. Again, you're going to see high resolution photography of everything I'm pointing to inside. All the trim around the clutch, brake, and gas pedal. Does have a console with the correct Hurst shifter in it, all twisted around the way they came. And it has actually the original genuine imitation wood shift knob on it that came on the car in 1969. Has full instrumentation. It also has a tachometer in the center, the correct radio that came with the car, tinted glass. Everything you look at on this car is just the way it was in 1969. Let me get a key so I can open the trunk here. Going around the back end of the car, again, you can see the gaps on the deck lid here are absolutely perfect. There's no way that they could possibly be any better than they are. Oops, wrong way. Forgot upside down. Okay, this tray in the back obviously comes loose and falls down. Spare tire underneath here. I don't want to tear this up, but there's no rust anywhere. The original sound deadener that came from Chrysler is evident in both inner fenders, the quarter panels in the back. There's a jack, the original arm that goes with it. Spare tire still intact. All your jacking instructions, every label that belongs on the car is there. All the trim around here, everything is just finely polished. There's not a single, no patina whatsoever on any of the chrome pieces on this car. Absolutely none. You can see everything lines up as it should. The correct type exhaust tips that come out the back for Chrysler at that point in time. The backup lights and all the lights in this car do work just the way they should. Rear lenses are just crystal clear the way they should be. Okay, passenger side, we're going to do the same thing we did on the driver's side. Also, chrome on the back bumper and linearity of it, you can see, is just as sharp as can possibly be. The argent finish on this back plate for Plymouth is just absolutely as sharp as can be. Trim on the left rear wheel or right rear wheel housing the same way as it was on the other two. Again, we got a door. There we go. Everything on here, the original quarter panels, they're still just as sharp on the inside as they were when they were put on. Again, you'll see, Anthony, just show them real quick on the inside here. You can see everything, even your arm guards, door openers, everything on this is just as fresh and clean as can be. Check the old twisted up Hurst shifter in there, because it had come up out of the floor, it had come up through the console, go back over toward the driver, and then go back. So that thing's been distorted all over the place. Of course, that back seat does fold down. We showed you that. The headliner, everything in this car is the way it was in '69 when it was brand spanking new. Look, when did you see a Mopar close like that, or any car for that matter? Again, all the trim around your windows, tinted glass. Everything is just as it should be. There's no marks. I'm sure the wipers have never been used on the car. It does have a tinted windshield. I did mention that. Correct antenna for the car. Everything on this car is correct the way it was in '69 when it left the plant. Wheel opening on the front, same way as it was on the other side. Everything is just as sharp and nice as can possibly be. And this is where the magic starts on this guy. And you can see the wires are hooked up to your fender, hood-mounted turn signals. 383, correct numbers matching, engine, transmission, rear end. Totally unobtainable. I don't even know where you go to find a set of exhaust manifolds. These manifolds were only used for a few years, and they only came on these A-body cars. That's the only place they ever used them. And they're cast iron, and they're just totally unobtainable. Correct valve pan covers, correct intake, correct carburetor, correct 23-inch or 24-inch radiator that came with the car. The serial number on the radiator core support tells you the car was never bumped. Tag on the inner fender here, your build tag, pretty high option car. There's only a couple little spaces missing. Other than that, every one of them is filled. This car didn't come with power steering or power brakes. You could get power brakes if I remember, but I don't think steering was available on this car with the 383 in it. Obviously, it's the correct color, the correct everything. And we have, for this vehicle, there's 2 build sheets with it and an IBM punch card that came with the car. So you've got all the documentation for the car. We never ran a Govia report or anything or a Weiss report on it, but this car is so correct. It came from a dear friend of mine, built the car for himself and decided to let it go, and that's when we got this car. Everything is correct on it the way it was in 1969 when it left the plant. There's nothing added to it or detracted from it. Every label is where it should be. Every serial number is correct on this car in the place it should be. It's never been a rot bucket, never been patched or fixed up in any way other than a complete rebuild down to bare tin and then brought back from that point. I believe it's 46,000 miles actual on the car. The motor was just freshened up. It is a 4-speed. It has a 323 gear in it. That's a car you can take and drive anywhere you want to go. This is one of the finest cars we've ever owned. And to find a Mopar or any vehicle in this era, in this condition, is just an exemplary find. And this is what you have here today. This car is available in Fox Chapel, Pennsylvania at Autosport. So look it up. Give Anthony a number. If there's any questions that you want answered on the vehicle, I can answer anything in reference to the car. We do have a lot of photography to show you with the car, including the undercarriage, which is exactly what you're looking on top. That's the same condition it is underneath. And the car runs and drives as it looks. It's just a rare find to find a 383 with the correct manifolds. It's never been modified. With the correct air cleaner, carburetor, everything on it the way it was in 1969 when it left the plant. Give us a call here in Pennsylvania, and because I bet we got the only one in the nation that's in this condition.